You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Gemini, welcome to April, to your April new moon alchemy scope. So this scope, this spread that I'm going to pull and the information that we're going to draw up on the energetic dynamics that are playing out on the collective level and that are affecting your particular demographic. I'm going to go ahead and pull all this up together this month, so I'm not separating the scope out quite so much. So I'll talk about the Sabian symbol that came up for all of us on a collective basis. And I'm going to pull up your particular I Ching, so we'll talk about that as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling, Gemini, for your event, circumstance, or situation that's likely to be coming forward in order to mature and grow you this month. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is my own deck. For those that have tuned in before, you're familiar with the Siri deck. This is my own custom deck that I use as a communication tool. People have asked if this is for sale, and that card reversed, but for another, for a previous spread. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. So yeah, so people have asked if this is for sale, and it's currently not for sale. This is my one and only copy. But if you are interested in making your own communication tool with Spirit, which I actually highly recommend because it's in your own language and your own images, your own symbolic language and tool, I made a video on that, and that is located in my playlist on my tools playlist on my channel. So I invite you to go and check that out if you'd like. So Gemini, what is coming up for you over the course of this Aries new moon cycle? So Gemini, this was what I call a sticky spread. So let's see what's coming, and then we're going to talk about some other components here. Okay, so we'll take a look at that in a second. So Gemini, let's talk about for all of us. So on the collective level, for the macro cycle, for all of humanity, we're all going through this particular new moon cycle. And this Aries new moon cycle is happening at 18 degrees Aries. The Sabian symbol that is imbued at that degree point, everyone, is the magic carpet of Oriental imagery. Wow. I mean, it's a fantastic symbol. You can feel it, you can imagine it, you can see it, and you can feel it. You can experience it. There's freedom there. There's a broad perspective there. There's ability to see clearly there. There is movement. And in fact, you received the travel card here, so we'll talk about that in a second. But there certainly is travel with a magic carpet. But there is essentially, there's a freedom. And we're talking, this is a carpet that flies. So inherently there's a vibration of magic. It's about flying high. So take a look at this scene that I am now including in these edits that I'm doing for the Alchemy Scopes. Take a look.
Over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go.
So the reason why I love, number one, I love Aladdin. So how perfect that I could include that in the videos this month. But bigger than that, the language used in the song, A Whole New World, and, seen beyond. There's seen beyond the higher perspective that's alluded to in that song. It is a whole new world. We are developing a whole new world. We're stepping into a whole new world. We're not even going to recognize it by the end of this year. I mean, there's a whole cascade of events that's due to occur, and we are preparing ourselves now with this extreme alignment to who we are, an extreme alignment to our soul print that's unfolding. So it has been intense, but it's lightening up. I'm noticing that for many of the signs, there's a break from karmic storylines. It's like we've done a lot of work and there is an ease, a break that's occurring. And the fact that this particular flying carpet is happening over the course of April 2016 just is so aligned. Now, for you, Gemini, your particular microcycle. So the Sabian symbol is for the collective. It's for all of us. For Gemini, the storyline that's underpinning this next month for you is the I Ching hexagram number 7, organized discipline. Organized discipline is talking about there is a resource available but hidden, and it takes discipline in order to get to it. But once you do get to it through organized discipline, there is success. So that theme, Gemini, is playing out for you over the course of this Aries new moon cycle, April 7th to May 6th. Now, for an event, circumstance, or situation that may be unfolding for at least the majority of you, because this is a general spread, there's something about the past that's coming up, and sadness. You're dealing with some sadness about things that have left, things that have gone. But you're finding over the course of this month that humor is the lesson. The teacher for you has been to find lightness in what has gone on. Because on a spiritual level, it's like you're starting to become comfortable. You're starting to find comfort, and you're starting to access joy with the things that have been eliminated from your life. Whether they be relationships, whether they be jobs or projects, some sort of collaboration perhaps. But you're starting to feel comfortable and joyful. You're starting to assimilate a lightness of being, Gemini, over the course of the cycle. And it feels really good. There's something with travel here. This came up in the spiritual sector. So travel, along with all of these other cards, is kind of coming up in the spiritual sector, which is interesting. So it could be that you're starting to travel outside of your normal comfort zone spiritually. Like your character, your belief system, your construct set. You're starting to travel outside the bounds of your normal spiritual reality. And in doing the travel outside your norm, you are accessing comfort and joy with the things that have been eliminated in your physical 3D material life. So spiritually, you're being aided. For those of you that are willing to get out of your mind, get out of your head, thinking, spinning thoughts, and really travel outside your norm, you are going to feel a sense of joy and comfort with the things that have been eliminated in your life. And perhaps this is your whole life. So it might be that you're doing a big assessment this month, or in the last year, few months. You know, if things have been eliminated that have hurt you, you're going to find a sense of humor with it. You're going to realize over the course of April, Gemini, that the teacher is and has been for you to find humor and lightness and laughter, to take things with a grain of salt that have maybe in the past previously caused you much pain. There is a freedom at hand for you this month. A lot of you are going to be able to access a sense of humor this month, which feels really, really good. And look at this. I mean, you are breaking from thoughts of the past. This came up in the mental sector, Gemini. You are breaking from thoughts of the past. And you are, look at this, you're able to access a foundational belief system or a foundational sense that indeed anything is possible. This is quite something. For a lot of you out there, you're going to know what this is talking about and you're going to really feel it. These scopes are intended for awakening people. These do not attend to the mundane. They really don't. So these scopes are focused on those that are really awake or that are really waking up and that are committed to their own growth, because you're going to get it. You're going to understand what this is talking about. But mentally, fabulous, Gemini, because you're starting to break from mental habits of the past. You're starting to clear yourself, free yourself from those binds. And indeed, we've all been breaking karmic storied patterns. The opportunity is thick for that, but it's happening slowly but surely. It's happening, and actually, there's catalyzed kind of catapulting kind of segments of shift that have been unfolding as well. So let me see, in the emotional sector, I almost want to say, because the sadness card is coming up, but so is optimal. And what I almost want to say, Gemini, is that you're finding, it's almost like, because I talk all the time about the functionality. Everything in nature serves function. So nothing can ever be wrong, bad, or vilified, because everything is serving function. That's how nature works. That's how our soul works. Our soul is nature. So it's almost like over the course of this cycle, for many of you, you're going to realize that the sadness that you have felt in the past, or maybe currently, has been optimal. In some way, the sadness has served you. It's served your growth. It's been optimal for your growth emotionally. These both came up in the emotional sector. So I find this fascinating because many of you are going to have some realization that you are not, it's almost like you're breaking from the victim story of sadness and elimination and the things that have not gone the way that you wanted them to go, but maybe the way they needed to go for your own soul's growth and evolution. It's beautiful. I mean, it looks like a very powerful storyline for you unfolding, Gemini. So let's take a look. This is the Carolyn Mace archetype cards, and I'm going to pull up the main growth edge. What is the main thing that wants to be matured within at least the majority of Gemini-centric people out there? So Gemini. This one's coming fast. Gemini. Judge. Beautiful. So this one came quickly. Sometimes they don't. And when it comes quickly, it means that this probably has effect or impact, or it has meaning. It is applying to many Geminis out there. Okay? So Judge Gemini is about evolving out of offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. So it's about being critical, and it's about misuse of power. And it wants you this month to evolve into balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Judge Gemini wants to be evolved through you over the course of this Aries new moon cycle. Beautiful. Now, let's take a look at what the guidance is for you, Gemini. And this is a reminder that for those interested in working with me, I have new offerings available, and I also have discount packages that I've created. So if you're interested in connecting for personal soul alignment coaching, I have a variety of new offerings available, and you can go to thealchemyofholism.com/the-service. The link is below the video, and check it out and be in contact. Now is the time. Now is the time. Oh, this is coming quickly too for you. So Gemini, what's the main guidance for Gemini? This came quickly too. Moonlight. Moonlight. So moonlight has to do with the sadness card. So let's see what's coming up here. So Gemini, this is number 51. And again, this is Colette Baron Reed's Enchanted Map deck. So number 51, Moonlight, is your guidance over the course of this month. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you to places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second-guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. Now, Gemini, the reason why this is particularly fantastic for you is because that is talking about this. This is about you spiritually traveling beyond the norm for you this month. This is about you expanding into the intuitive, the immaterial, the illogical, the holistic, the nonlinear. This is about you traveling into spiritual realms this month, because when you do it, you're going to find comfort and joy. You're going to find comfort and joy. Beautiful. Could not be more perfect for you. I mean, essentially, the guidance is saying what the theme for you is already bringing. So thus, the soil is rich for you to really move in new directions, new, joyful, free directions this month. Beautiful. So Gemini, let's take a look now at the Dakini. I pull up the Dakini Goddess to show what embodiment, who are you to actually embody and become in order to move through this cycle with optimal flow and least effort. So let's take a look. Gemini, this month you are called to become, to embody number 12, Metamorpha. I am myself in whatever form I may appear. It is my nature to mutate, to become another, wiping the slate clean of all I was and liquefy. In my natural state of change, my whole self I rearrange and move from earth into the sky. I was a grub, now I can fly. There is nothing I cannot change. Change is natural. I am prepared to let go of the old in order to birth the new.